up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. And happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I saw Amelia in here earlier. So, hello, Amelia. Not sure if you're still here or not. You may not be, but I wanted to say hello. And also, Too Big for Skinny Jeans. Happy Thursday to you as well. The link is already there. Again, just a few minor housekeeping rules. Those that know they are banned from this chat, I don't need to go any further. And it's only a handful. Secondly, all comments are welcome as long as you are respectful. So as you can see, hey there, Penny, how are you? Link is there if you'd like to come up when I finish my brief commentary. But as you can see, men caping for men, and you see a wad full of money and hypocrisy, in my opinion. Now, those of you that are in, I really hate saying sectors, but I guess that is what it's considered, or different areas within YouTube. There has been a backwards and forth for 2 or 3 years. Actually, it's been 3, coming up on 3. TMK Media, and you spoke on this last night. Excellent live. I looked for it today and didn't see it, but you hit the nail right on the head. And as you can see on the thumbnail, men caping for men. Number one, there is nothing wrong with supporting someone in a message or topic that you believe in. But what I'm seeing, and again, this is all my opinion, what I'm seeing is some are caping to belong, and whatever perks or incentives follow that. Thank you so much, Benny. There's a lot, again, that I see. Some I may speak on privately, some I may speak on publicly, but in my opinion, calling it down the middle, some of the edges are a little bit rough, where it's not really being called down the middle. The term huckleberry, and for those of you who may not know what that is, it's someone that may stand in the gap or speak up for you. And I saw that early on in 2020, which to me, if I were a male or a man, I would be a bit offended, because I think most men are quite capable, or should be quite capable, of speaking for themselves. But it appears to me that some are coming out in droves, speaking up, defending, and some may not even have all of the facts. I don't have all of the facts. I'm not really invested in a whole lot of it, but it's becoming, in my opinion, redundant. And as TMK stated last night, again, excellent live. It's a lot of things that's going on, and As he mentioned, a lot of rambling and talk, but where's the actual talent? Things that should be discussed, real world events, things that can affect you personally and your families. Most people don't want to hear that. They'd rather hear you speak down on another man or woman. And result to behaviors and tactics that are, number one, pathetic. Number two, it's taking, at least in my opinion, our race backward and not forward. Again, creators, you're creating in whatever genre you decide to use that works for you. Have at it. I'm just speaking from what I'm seeing and wondering if it's a culture. I don't understand how you can stand for something, but at the same breath, you become exactly what you're speaking against. And again, I do not understand why some of the men who actually see it don't call it out. And I've asked this question before. Is it because you're afraid of not receiving incentives or being a part of a group or growing? Everyone wants to grow, but is your growth behind the work that you're actually doing or by being a huckleberry for a grown man and or woman? Which leads me to cyberbullying. We hear this often. This culture of doxing isn't new, but some of the lengths and depths people are going is absolutely ridiculous. And if you've been a victim or if you know someone that's being a victim and you see something, as far as people that you're aligned with, I would behoove you to at least speak to them behind the scenes. I would never say to go ahead and, hey there, Ray Bay, how are you? To go and speak to them in public. Hey there, Graham, how are you?
Hey, good afternoon. Salute to the viewers. I'm going to put my mask back on. You know, I'm out here in the element. And although most aren't worried about what we just went through, I'm still a little skeptical. So I like to play it safe. What's happening?
As you should. No, I'm not sure if you can see the little thumbnail I put up.
Yeah, save me. What is that? Save me. Men capping for men. Yeah, what's that about?
It's about some of these men on here that, for whatever reasons, they're joining bandwagons, in my opinion, not so much because they may entirely believe in that individual, but I'm just going to say it, popularity or growth. And that's not everyone. It's just, in my opinion, a few.
Right. I got you. Well, we in some strange times anyway. I mean, never before have I seen so many men do stuff to impress other men. Before it was about men impressing women, women trying to catch the eye of a man that they like. But now things done switched up. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it must be something in the
Must
water.
be something in the water.
Absolutely. So again, there is nothing wrong with supporting anyone. That's not what I'm saying, but you're going to call it down the middle, and make sure that your intentions are pure. And again, I'm not saying that there aren't, because I know for a fact some people actually truly believe in who they follow, but you have some others. It's another It is absolutely another reason behind it. And I'm going to say this, some people may feel a certain type of way. You're big boys, big girls, you'll get over it. There is incentive behind it. Some people enjoy their name on a marquee. Some enjoy hearing the little cash register signs. I mean, let's just be honest.
Hey, that's most YouTubers. That's most people these days who are still out in the world and doing what they got to do to survive. I get what you're saying, but I can't knock someone who's about the money. The only thing is try to have some integrity when you get your money, because not all money is good money. Try to don't mislead the people. Don't send people to the hellfire knowingly that you're doing so. You know what I mean? It's bad enough you might be doing it without knowing it, but if you're knowing you're leading people in the wrong direction, you ain't right. You know what I mean?
And Ray Bay Clam just said the same thing. I agree. Some men can't stand on their own, so they want to ride the wave. That is perfect. And I've said this before with one particular gentleman, and I'm not name dropping anyone. I'm not doing messy. They want to ride the wave of a more dominant man. Absolutely. And she follows up with masculinity has been attacked for years. The demasculation of men, especially black men, has been on the agenda. And lastly, and most importantly, all money isn't good money. Ray Bay,
absolutely,
right on the money. Right absolutely. On the money. And TMK Media was speaking about that last night. I'm not really sure what sector that is called. I'm just getting used to different areas, but there's a lot of talent there, but you don't see some of the same things that you see in others. And again, what Ray Bay said earlier, some men can't stand on their own, so they want to ride the wave. And once they're on that wave, they don't see that, well, that wave may not last for long, and if you've watched long enough in certain areas, it doesn't. And also, some may not even know some of the backstories to that. So when you support people, again, as you said, get your bag, but have integrity as well. And some, in my opinion, don't have it. You don't have to disparage anyone. I mean, you may let out some steam and use words when you're passionate. I know that I do. I try to keep it at a minimum, but that's just me. I don't expect anyone to follow my acumen. I'm an individual just as anyone else. But if you're going to be true about what you're doing, be true. Don't BS people, because most, even though they may not say it, they can see through it. They can see through it.
Real recognize real, you know that.
Absolutely. So on this hypocrisy as far as cyberbullying, people looking up information, going into family business, things that if you have an issue with someone, let it stay on that person. And if you have a way, and with technology, I can't believe there's no way that you can miss not being able to contact them. Most of the times there's contact information on there. But for some of you women out there, if you call a victim and you keep this going for so long, but then you morph into what you fought against, what allegedly was done to you, and now you're doing it, what does that say about you? And those that see it, why aren't they speaking up about it and calling you out?
What it says about them is that they must like it, and if they like it, I love it.
Again, I think a deeper picture is incentives that we may not even see or we may not even know. Everybody can have information put out on them. It's not pretty. It shouldn't be done. But again, why isn't it being called out? And when it is, why are others attacked for bringing it out? That's the problem that I have. And to me, some of the larger platforms know this already and continue to give certain people a pass. It's sickening to me, and it needs to be called out. But again, so many people are enamored by, like you said, larger platforms or celebrity that if they're accepted in a group or they see growth, they don't really want to say anything. Or if they do, it's very little. And to me, it's ridiculous. Ray Bay says, people these days like to cyberbully for clout. If you, as a man, have an issue with another man, call him, talk to him in person. You don't have to call him out via social media. And then she follows up with, because the world is judging off ignorance, yes, and you too know the full story. I hate this clout chasing society, absolutely. And what you just said at the end, that's exactly what it is for some. Again, not all, but clout chasing.
Hey,
again,
Doe Eyes.
yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't mean to cut your wisdom, Queen. You do realize that it's probably at least 99% of these YouTubers that have double personalities, if not triple, meaning they're one way online, but then when you meet them, they're totally opposite. You know what I mean?
I've heard that. I haven't met any people on YouTube, and it would probably be best that I didn't. Now, I've met some virtually, and they appear to be very kind. They have been extremely kind to me. But
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
have
but
others.
you're a woman, so and ladies, don't take offense to this. What I mean by that is this: the people that you're saying have been truly kind, were they men or women? If they were men, you always got to question yourself, what's their motive? And if they were women, then maybe they were being genuine, because women, it's hard for y'all to be phony with people you don't like, especially when it's other women. But when it's men, you got to question their motives, you know? Now, being that you're not hard on the eyes, you got to say, what is he up to? You understand what I'm saying? You got to.
Well,
Now,
I understand that, but
yeah.
no, it's some women too. You have women that are out here cyberbullying and boxing. I'm tired. Doxing, yet they're victims, or at once victims. So I'm questioning, and again, these are my opinions. Were you really victims, or are you talking behind the scenes with people, setting things up for a potential money grab? And again, people that have contact with me, there's absolutely no reason why. And I'm giving some of you wrenches, so you can go ahead and, oh, Graham, put that down.
I'm in a public park, and the guy just rode past with his radio blasting on his
Okay,
bike.
well, can you put your thing on mute? Let me see if I can put you on mute.
Mhm. I mean,
Okay.
he's gone now.
Okay, no problem. I'll go back later and deal with that if I need to. But Ray Bay says, yeah, he's gone. No problem. Ray Bay says, a lot of people been mean or messy gets a lot of views. Yes, a lot of them aren't about that life. Really sweet in real life, but unfortunately, sweet and kind doesn't excite the crowd. 100% correct, in my opinion. And I have a lot of women that try to attack me, men too. I just know it comes with the territory. Yes, but women, some of you women, you all really need to stop with wanting to be. First, we had the Karens. Now we have a conglomerate I'm going to call the Sues. And the Sues are these people going to court. And if you look at what the prayers are, we're talking about upwards of hundreds or thousands, or perhaps even millions. And if that's the case, why are you allowing these so-called people that attacked you at one time? And I'm not saying it didn't happen. You're having conversations with them. You're having platforms with them. How far do you really think those cases are going to go? And again, are these legitimate? I'm not saying that they're not. But to me, if I'm going to file something in court, you're not going to be on my platform. Let's just say I was running a play with these people and we all get a cut. Common sense, just me, my opinion, you're not going to be on my platform.
Common sense ain't so common these days, Queen.
Absolutely not. And you do have people that are watching things and can send that in along with your case number. And they and your hind parts will be thrown right out. So when people talk about other people, they forget about the fact that they have a past. Everyone has a past. I have one. And I posted on my community wall an interview that I did with Coach D. Durrell, and I speak about that. So I am not perfect in any way. I've made mistakes, but I've changed my life around. And you can see it by the consistency on my platform. I don't do all of that mess. But for a particular individual, you really...
Queen Doe Eyes.
Yes. Yes.
Later for that. Who you talking about? I know it ain't me. I'm not that deep in yet, but
no.
Let's just get to what this subject. Who? Let's get to who prompted this subject for today. Like, you might as well call him out. Like, call him or her out. Like, you got to call a spade a spade. You know, you're not being messy, but the subliminals. First of all, you got a great show, and I don't like the fact that it's not getting the viewership it deserves. So I believe that if you at least call out who you're speaking on, worry free. Don't worry about it. Don't listen. Look, I'm gonna look into the camera. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Just
I'm not worried.
Call it out. Like, who are you talking about?
I understand what you're saying, Graham.
They wouldn't be afraid to talk about you. Trust me.
Oh, and
trust me. They'll take the punch in the face later. You know, they don't care. Like, and I realize that's what happens on YouTube. The ones that's winning and out and in the urban, and you're not really urban, but I'm gonna say in the black sector, period. To be politically correct, the colored sector, you got to speak your mind. Like,
I am, but
our people want you to speak your mind.
I understand, but you have to understand my position as well. And I've said this before. I don't really like to. I do subliminals because my actuals are actions, and you have to understand some of the mindsets on people. There's nothing going on, Empress. Welcome. How are you? No, you just have to be smart about it, Graham. You're not really in the loop of everything. So, no, people can figure it out. And again, you got to be careful with some of these people because if you have sponsorships or you're trying to move ahead, some of these people are so dark that they will try to put a monkey wrench in it. Now, I'm not sure.
I got you. I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah. So you have to be exactly TMK media. There's no need to do all of that because to me, and this is just my opinion, it's being messy. Now, if you
I didn't know it was deeper than the title. So now I'm getting the idea that there's some actions that's going to be taken further legally behind this. So now it makes sense to not really. You don't want to mess
absolutely,
it. You don't want to mess your situation up. I get that now. Okay. I mean, I'm just from the outside jumping in. You got to realize though. You said when would I be on? I'm on now, so it's on you. I don't know the next time. You know what I mean? I just
yeah,
got
because
called
I'm
for
gonna
Law and
be.
Order. Listen, I just got called for Law and Order SVU
Oh,
today.
congratulations!
Today, yeah. So thank you. And I'm in the park. The sun is shining. I got a notification that you were live. I said I'm not even camera ready right now, but I said later for it. Let's do
No,
it.
you look nice. No, I'm just gonna
I
do this
said
real
later,
quick.
but let's do it. Because you showed love. So
Yeah, I just need to get through this commentary.
even Hassan Campbell, the big time urban YouTuber, I let him know that it would be a good look for him to do an interview with you. He still hasn't gotten back to me, although he saw the message. So maybe that'll happen in the future. Maybe it won't. Hopefully, two great colored minds will come together and make that happen for the people. I think it'll be epic.
It,
You
it, it,
know?
I'm patient. Trust me, I am
Okay.
extremely patient. But no, I need to get this commentary out.
Okay.
And if anyone wanted to come up, oh my goodness, I don't know if you know this person named Gabe. He's asking, why are you wearing a mask? Do you know Gabe by any chance?
Hold on, Gabe. What atheist?
Yes.
Is that how you pronounce that?
I have no idea. I don't know.
No, ask him. Ask him. Tell him say yes or no in the comments. Gabe, I can't see your comment unless she highlights it because
Here
I'm
it
on
is.
my cell phone right now.
Here it is. He's asking, why
I
are
heard.
you?
I mean, though I got what he is asking. Is that how you say his name? Gabe Atheist? Is that correct? Atheist?
Is that correct, Gabe? And I'm not really going to entertain that. But as TMK said earlier, no names needed. Ray Glam said, doesn't have to.
Un momento, though. Un momento. I'm bilingual a little bit. I went to escuela. That school for those of you who didn't even pass basic Spanish. I just want to know if that's the way you pronounce his name. Gabe Atheist, is that the way you pronounce it?
Well, he hasn't responded yet. Let me.
Well, all right. Well, since he didn't respond, I'm gonna assume that that's the way you pronounce it. Anyone that doesn't, atheist is someone who doesn't believe in God or anything. Anyone that doesn't believe in anything, I'm not gonna respond to. Furthermore, like so for you guys in the future, if you're openly an atheist, we really ain't got nothing to talk about. Like if you don't at least believe in God or a higher creator than yourself, I can't really talk to you because you're the type that is capable of anything. And when I say anything foul, you'll do anything without worrying about repercussions, without worrying about punishment. So I'm gonna let you continue, Queen. But yeah,
Thank you.
go ahead.
Yeah, because I don't really want to.
Let me put my mask back on. I told you why I had it on in the first place.
Yeah,
Let's
you
go.
did. So we can just go ahead and ignore that because I would really like to. Right, and I would really like to stay on topic. So back to what I was saying. Um, yeah, he is black, most definitely. Hey, Sloopwood, how are you?
Okay, maybe he was a troll. Pardon himself. Go ahead, Queen.
Okay, and I just put this back up. It's pronounced like Bajas. Bajas. But anyway, welcome, Bajas. And he answered earlier why he had his mask on, which really has nothing to do with this conversation. But I said,
Yeah,
welcome.
Queen.
So I'm
Now
gonna
that
go forward
you
with that.
though, can I respond real fast, very very briefly?
Yes.
My brother, you got to do more with your life than look for any little thing to knock the next black man. Look at yourself in the mirror, look at your bank statement, and get your life right. All right, though, and I'm done with that, baby.
All right.
Shoot,
Thank
I'm
you.
done with that, Queen. Go ahead.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
and I am as well. So as I said earlier, this is just about, and we see it everywhere, as you just mentioned, Black YouTube, and I hate to say that. I hate to say Black Twitter, Black Instagram, Black social media, period. I mean, it's for everyone, but it just seems like our community, there's a disconnect there. Again, some of these women are going to these lengths of being victims, and again, I am not diminishing it, downplaying it, because I don't know the backstory of everyone, but I do know that there have been victims. I was one, but when you start to intermingle after all of this talk and wanting people to help you and help you have a voice and platform, but then the same ones, the very ones that has done this to you, and maybe they've apologized, I don't know. I've had backwards and forth with people, and we've also had conversations, and we're fine, but some of you allegedly have had many people come at you, and those people, over 2 or 3, you're communicating with. And to me, it seems like something doesn't fit right there. It sounds like a huge play. Again, I could be wrong, but I can't break bread with some of the darkness that I've seen and heard. No, there's a problem. I'm entitled to my opinions, and I'm going to give them when necessary and needed. You do not have to agree. You're not walking in my shoes. You don't want to walk in my shoes. But there's no way in the world. Gabe says, when you air personal business demons, listen. Okay. Well, thank you again, Gabe, for that. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Gabe, before I continue? Because obviously you don't know the backstory, and maybe you do. Maybe you're coming in at another angle. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But as I was saying, not everyone that speaks about or speaks on victimhood, their behaviors are showing something completely different. Those of you that are doing these questionable actions and behaviors, please know that everything can be traced. Our elders, or those 50 and above that are mixed up in such behavior. You do know you have younger people that watch and listen. Some may even emulate you. Hey there, Great Pill Podcast. How are you? So when you're on here behaving so badly that every other word that comes out of your mouth is vulgar or obscenity, or you may even be speaking on protected classes. You must know that's against community guidelines, but some of you are so crafty with it. You don't take to your own platform to do this. You go on others. Now, are you doing it because you're not aware, or are you doing it because you know what could happen to that person's channel with a member of a protected class in which you're speaking about in a disparaging way, complaints? There are many pages being taken away and demonetized from other people for various reasons. Oh, okay. All right, thank you. Now I know who you are. Well, welcome, Gabe. And shout out to Kyle Krippner, sweet young jello. Sweet young fellow in him. Haven't seen him around in a bit, but I'll be checking for him later. But this is like unreal. Again, be true, because people are watching. You have younger people watching. And again, anybody that has suffered any trauma, and it's not always specific to military, law enforcement. You could have had a surgery that was botched, a personal incident within school, anything that you have found to be traumatic. You could suffer from a mental health disorder. That doesn't mean you can't function in public and in private. But if you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that there are triggers, why? And it's just a question. Do you gravitate towards where those triggers are? Are you looking to be triggered? Or are you looking to build perhaps some type of litigation? I look at it, and again, the opinions are completely mine, as virtual entrapment. There's no one in the world I'm going to sit there and look for trouble and then keep it going. I'm sorry, Ray Bay, let me get your comments really quickly. I always said age doesn't define maturity. Some people are just hurt. That's the operative word, hurt, and have not addressed it properly. So they attack out of ignorance. And then finally, she follows up with, I was glad to catch you live. I've got a gym session. Well, enjoy. I know I need to start getting back out there. I'm still doing my exercises, but not in a gym at this time. I love you. Keep grinding, letting God use you to do His will. You will be fine later. Well, thank you, sweetheart. You as well. Again, be safe, be well, and be healthier. That was Ray Bay Glam. And Gabe says, ego only overreacts to triggers. That's another good word to use, ego. You may want to add narcissist in that. And we have Graham back. Yes.
Nights like this, I wish raindrops would fall.
Okay.
So okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
So with narcissism, I see that as well in some of these women. Again, some of you all need to be extremely careful, because just the same way as you're lighting, that's what my mom used to say, lighting on certain places, others see that same thing. And when you're doing too much, you become sloppy. And I'll just leave this as a subliminal to you. Take it how you may. While you're out there researching other people because they may have said something that may have possibly gotten under your skin, we all have things that are out there. There are people that purport to be in the upper echelon, unscathed, or perhaps squeaky clean. I beg to differ, because there's a timeline you may not know that I'm aware of, but the younger fellow you like to speak about so often, and if you ever needed anything, would be right there. Obviously, they weren't there 8 or 9 years ago, because if they were, there would not have been a garnishment. So I'm not administration, I'm not an organization, and I'm definitely not one to be played with. So, as I've mentioned before, tread lightly when it comes to me, my name, my brand, and my YouTube name, because I already have everything that I need, and a click of the button.
Hey, how you doing?
Is all I need to do.
I was the guy sitting next to y'all years ago, like 2 years ago over there.
So, with that, you all need to be extremely, extremely careful. Hold on for a second, Graham. I didn't want to hear that into the chat. All right. No, I don't. I don't follow Pastor Jesse Lee Peterson. And Black said, I'm not saying no names, but how the victim stirring up the drama. Black, that's the number one question. Let me drop this again. Again, I'll be here for maybe 20 minutes, just giving my opinions on what I'm seeing. And again, there are people who truly support others, but there are others, in my opinion, it's support, but it's support with incentives. And again, to me, if you really believe in something, and if you see something wrong, you got to call people out. And again, people have been, but some people haven't. I've been called out. And to me, if you care about me and I'm doing something or saying something that's wrong, or I may need to look at it again, and people let me know that, I appreciate that, because it only makes me better. And it makes me see, wait a minute, I may have made a mistake, or maybe I said something too harsh, or maybe I was way to the left. I'm not going to attack you. I'll thank you for it. I don't want to continue on a path where I am dead wrong about everything, and I am the only one when I'm absolutely not. I could never sit there and say I'm the face of anything and I'm the only one that has had my feelings hurt or harassed or bullied, because that wouldn't be true. And it's definitely something, if I was in something intense outside of YouTube, I would come to YouTube to speak about, especially without receipts in hand. Those things, in my opinion, should be kept quiet, and a responsible and prudent legal team would advise you of that. What's up, IDK2? And IDK says, blacks who can tell, wait a minute, blacks, you can tell who Tommy people are from the jump. Well, Black, I'm sorry, IDK, I used to be in this chat at one point. Some of the things that he used to say, as far as some black people wanting handouts. And I know for a fact, not all, but some do. They're absolutely capable of getting out working, starting their businesses, giving back. There are a lot of things that he would speak on, but when it went dark, and again, everybody doesn't know the background with that. Some people took a narrative and they spun it. But what they don't realize is, I know now, because you're sloppy as hell, who you are. And there's also been a couple of other troll accounts. I won't mention the account names, but as I said, I'm an analyst and I look at word patterns and behaviors. You use a word, two people do, but one in particular. You like to use the word complicit. And that's what you used when I was in another chat. But see, at least you're smart enough. I'll give you that much, not to bring your messy ass over here, because you know what will happen. You just look up and see that the page is monitored. So you're free to say whatever you want to say when I'm in another chat, but you know not to come over here. Because all of those little trolls, and there were 7, 5 have been identified. So let's keep that a bean, shall we? I'm not playing with any of you. I have talked and stated my thoughts on things that have happened that some of you absolutely have no clue of. There are people that used to support, but because of an individual that I was warned about, but again, I don't listen to others. I wait for confirmation, my own observation before I act. And that's with anybody. So for any of you that may question, well, you're aligned with such and such. I haven't seen such and such, nor heard such and such say anything disparaging. As a matter of fact, such and such has been nothing but supportive since we've had a conversation. I'm aware of how they feel on certain things. They're aware of how I feel. And there's mutual respect. And that's all I ask. I don't want you to agree with everything I have to say. And I definitely don't agree with everything everyone else has to say. We would be robots if we did that. But we could still, well, some of us can still coexist even if there's dissent. There's nothing wrong with it. Actually, it's very healthy. But you don't have to go deep and dark. Some people believe in fighting the same way that they're being fought against. Again, I have nothing to do with that. If I don't have a dog in the fight, I don't have a dog in the fight. And for those that just wait for me to pop up so they can come out and say something, if there's something disparaging being said, you're not going to see me respond because it was done to me. And I'm tired of being a broken record and saying that over and over again. It's as simple as that. But again, some of this behavior doesn't add up with cyberbullying and doxing. And I've said it, and I'm going to say it again. Some of you have already learned the hard way. Some of you are going to end up learning the hard way. History is there for a reason. Either you look at it and adjust, or have all your ducks in a row in the event. And you have to prepare yourself. It all depends on what it is you truly want, what your motives are, what your desires are, what your dreams are, as far as it comes to social media. Gabe says, read from rage to responsibility. I'm going to go ahead and star that so I'll remember that. Thank you. Thank you, Gabe. Hello, Mama Media. How are you? Happy Thursday. IDK, not like all the hate. The behavior is just drama. All they know, or all they're known for the bitterness. Yeah, I mean, we all at some point, I believe, have had issues with maybe betrayal or hurt. And some people, it may take longer to get over. Some people may chalk it up and charge it to the game. I don't know everybody. I don't know everybody's mind. It's not for me to know, but I can't imagine nobody has been affected either directly or indirectly by something that's happened in life. But you can't hold on to it because you can't get time back. And if you listen to my interview that aired yesterday, I wasted a lot of time for not doing the things I should have done. I can't get that time back now. So if this conversation can help someone to not waste a whole lot of time, or if you're feeling hurt, betrayed, or bitter, there are organizations, there are people, and there's help out there if you need it. And that's not to say that there's anything wrong with you. It can actually help you live a more complete, peaceful life. I think that's what all people should strive for, especially when you put so much time and effort in building a platform. And then you have those that are there just lying in wait, ready to destroy it for whatever reasons. And then dragging along innocent people who are being targeted now just because of their associations. Thank you, IDK. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, they weren't naturally trolls. They were trolls to me, but were actual people that were linked back. So, yes. Absolutely. You just have to be extremely careful and also let people know, if possible, in private, how you feel, and if there's a way you all could come to an understanding. If not, then all of the backwards and forth I guess is going to continue until something extremely unfortunate happens. And we've already seen some. And it's not funny. People take time and effort to put into their channels. And they have people that truly support them. And it's sad that because of a strong disdain for one or another or groups of people has caused so much unrest. As I said, there's a whole lot that's happening out here. And it's sad that on Monday, the reported anniversary of the assassination of MLK, and you had people backwards and forth screaming, yelling, cursing one another out. And this man lost his life for peace, civil Nobel Peace Prize winner. I mean, the list goes on. And it was disheartening to me. Not many people spoke about it, at least some of the pages that I visited. Too busy securing a bag, I guess, or disparaging other people. We don't have leaders like that anymore. And then on Tuesday, we saw the historical arraignment of former President Trump, which we already know is going to be a huge witch hunt when it falls back on the Democrats. Not to mention, we have another tragic anniversary coming up on April the 19th, which was the Oklahoma City bombing. All of the train derailments, people still getting ill behind that. There's a lot going on in this world. People still reeling from the pandemic. Lost businesses, broken families. Maybe some of those donations go to those people. Some of the first responders who fell ill. Again, do what you want to do with your hard-earned money. That's your right. But what I'm saying is, there are people doing work to try to save lives. They're giving of themselves and losing their lives, their families, finances. And then when we think about California, that may be the first to start putting numbers together for reparations, which I'm all for, as long as they have the language right and ensure that the lineage is the way it should be. How do you think people will act? Oh, look what we see now, just on social media. Will there be investments? Will there be general wealth for the generations to come? Businesses. Will there be brand new philanthropists donate to the less fortunate to eradicate some of these tent cities that we still see? These are just questions, thoughts that I have. Thank you, Black. Black says, I totally agree with you on that. And Black says, I don't see any resolution happening. Well, I'm a praying person. Hopefully, we will. Yes, absolutely. We've known for years that the dollar bill will soon be worth nada. You see that now. We've also seen the dangers and the mysteries behind cryptocurrency. So yes, Black, you're absolutely right about that. Absolutely, Empress. We cannot always rely on the celebrities or those in government. Collectively, we can do these things ourselves. The question is, will we? And will we do it with the feeling of being altruistic, where we don't expect or look for anything back? We're just helping out fellow mankind because we have it to give and we want to help. No questions asked. That's my commentary. Men, males, those who identify with one of the two. In my opinion, there's nothing wrong with supporting another man or male. But you do not, and this again, my opinion, you do not have to be their huckleberry. A true alpha male, and I had a podcast that I reran earlier today, doesn't need that. A true alpha male, in my opinion, doesn't need a mouthpiece, especially from another man. In my opinion, and my observations of other alpha males, true alpha males, you would never see that behavior at all. Something to think about. something to think about. So if no one else has anything to say, Graham, again, congratulations to you for being called for law and order. And that's funny that you mentioned that, because Judge Joe Brown mentioned that show as well. So it's kind of neat how we talked about that maybe not even 2 weeks ago, and you were called for it today. So again, congratulations to you. Much success in that. And thank you for coming up. And thank you to those that came in and left their comments and thoughts on this. And again, no shot or slight at anyone. These are just my observations and opinions. And if we were being honest, we know that there are some out there that are truly donning the cape. And in my opinion, what you see to the right, or depending upon your position to the left, there's an incentive why some go so hard. Now, if you can look yourself in the mirror and feel good about that, and again, more power to you. Again, be true to thyself, and everything else will work itself out. And lastly, truly, what is done in the dark will certainly come to light. Those of you, and again, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Those of you that wait when you're plotting and planning to bring harm to others, not just physically. Sometimes it's not even physically. Be careful. You truly don't know who is who. And Black, you're absolutely right. Let me put this up here. Question: if I see drama come my way, should I prepare myself or avoid it? I'm leaning towards avoiding it. I think that's something a lot of people would say, but again, you got to remember, people are motivated by different things. Yes, Empress, when you dig a ditch for one, you better dig two. And dig deep. Because it comes back. And I can speak on this because I've experienced it on both ends. Again, I've said, and I will always say, I'm not perfect. I'm flawed, but I'm definitely not the same person I used to be. I could get on here every day just like everyone else and go off, cuss, carry on, act like a clown in a circus, or give you a good minstrel show. But at the end of the day, I do have to look at myself in the mirror. And before I go to sleep and say my prayers, I would never want to feel like I've disappointed my Creator in my behavior. People, we have to do better. Again, I'm not knocking anyone's hustle, so don't get that misconstrued. But we also, in my opinion, don't have to go to the lengths that some of us are going. Just because I may not say anything doesn't mean I'm not observing. And again, I know some people want to hear names and all of that. Not unless I have to, and I don't have to. There's really no need to. People know what they're doing. Or they should. And again, men, allow grown men to fight their own battles. Support them, but let them fight their own battles. Women, you can convey your messages without all the vulgarity. Again, some people are passionate when they speak, but every sentence, again, I'm not judging. It's just not me, and it's something I wouldn't want to listen to. That's me personally. We're supposed to be uplifting, edifying, and educating our peers and the younger people. And you wonder why some of the young women and men walking around speak and behave in the manner in which they do. You honestly believe, even with all of the protections on these devices, they don't hear some of those things? If you truly believe that, you're misguided. And then if they run away from home or find themselves in trouble, you'll be the first one out the door in front of the photographer's face. Such and such was such a good person. I never saw this. I never saw that. When that behavior came from you. So please keep that in mind. That is all that I have to say on this Throwback Thursday. Again, no slight to anyone. My opinion and my thoughts on men caping for men, hypocrisy, and people not calling it out. Again, this isn't for everyone, because some people have called it out. There are others that don't and won't, and it's because, in my opinion, of the incentives they may have received or receiving. So with that, I finished 5 minutes ahead of time so I can leave out. You all enjoy your Thursday. Be safe, be well, be healthier. Also, please stay hydrated because it is over 80 degrees, at least in this neck of the woods. So always keep your water with you and anything that keeps you hydrated. And eliminate as much stress as possible. Thank you, Black. And you all take care. And I will speak with you and or see you virtually, not in real life. One day really soon. Thank you all for listening, and bye-bye for now.